Hi there guys and welcome to another Train Sim 2017 video. Today we are in playing, I'm getting a real bad bit of light through that shed door there, but hey, we'll carry on anyway, it might irritate as we get going. The much anticipated Portsmouth Direct Line update. The reason my videos have been slow this past 2 weeks is basically two reasons really. I was expecting this last week, so I didn't want to cram any videos in where I didn't have space because I wanted to be able to put this one straight up. And it didn't come out. And then we had some bereavement in the family, man, I just haven't had the chance to do any more videos. So this is the reason why this first look is late as well. Because I couldn't afford it when it came out, if I'm honest with you. Right. I can already see the cabs looking wonderful. Good morning, driver. Welcome to Portsmouth Direct Line. In part one, you'll be the controls of this class 444 on a full-length service of the route from London Waterloo to Portsmouth Harbour. Goes far as Haslemere before this section of the service concludes. Please allow passengers aboard here before departing. Okay. Do you know where we are? We're at Waterloo. I'm not going to worry about the stock of that just yet. I want to have a look at Waterloo. This is one of Britain's busiest stations. And of course you know exactly what I'm heading for. The old Eurostar terminal. Good job, I'm liking this. Just amazing. Nice, right, now then let's have a look at my train. Okay, just from looking at this, prototypical for scenario, I would not think so. Two 455s and a 450 waiting to come in. And two 450s? Well, maybe. What I've also noticed in the stock is I've started my headlights already set for me, which is quite nice. Now the artwork, so that means the model and the cab and that, were done by Master Simulations, and the scripting was Ed Fisk, and the sound, I'm not sure. I will have a look at the manual. You don't realise how hard it has been to avoid Facebook for the last 3 days, but I literally have been. I've not replied to people's messages. The odd question or something that somebody's put up, I've sort of answered, but I've been trying to keep it really fresh so I don't get caught up in what the blurb is about it. I've seen there have been plenty of posts. I don't know how many of them have been completely positive or completely negative, but we'll soon find out what I think of it when we get going. So I'm going to turn my in-game volume up just so I can get a good sound set. Turn my game volume up too much there. Okay, externally it's very nice. The 444 is probably my favourite of the Desiro or Desiro designs. It's more like a express service, isn't it? With the nicer doors at the end, sliding plug, all that jazz. One of the big things I don't like about Desiros is the cabs. I will just note here, guys, that with Waterloo as it is, I'm getting 19 FPS, but everything is maxed. So, yeah, to be expected. All right then, what have we got that works? Let's get the reverser sorted first of all. It's a bit strange. You press W. So it's like forward is actually the down position. I never knew that on Zeros, to be honest with you. Oh, what's the power reduction button do? I wonder. We'll have to have a read and see what that does. And then the safety stuff up there. DRA. Yes. Nothing on the TPWS. Liking those. Oh, nice. Bit of a lighting issue with that there. wipers, is that? Yeah. AWS acknowledge. That was a DSD. Let's turn you off. So there's nothing special, are there, at the minute? Nothing on the GSMR. Okay. Looking forward to braking in this thing because when you used to brake in this in the 450, it was like, I mean, I was complaining about the 380 having cheese brakes. This thing is unbelievably bad. Was unbelievably bad. I'm hoping they've fixed it. It drives relatively nicely so far. It's pulled away quite nicely. Really like this cab. Oh, that's nice. You've got what I now call a Chris view because I found out he drives in this view. Weirdo. Oh, and we should really be doing 15 miles an hour. So what have we got? Accelerating a bit quick, mate. We're not past the 50 bridge yet, are we? Doesn't seem to be any handle noises. Right, it's a nice little asset that travel lodge, I like that. DTG, word of advice, if you're going to get MKS to do your cabs and your trains and your artwork, get AP to do your sounds. The route's looking really good. Oh, but my lights have gone off. Maybe I changed them when I was fiddling about in the cab there. Like, the route looks... I can't fault the route, can we? And the 444 looks lovely. Seems to drive pretty nicely. There's nothing sort of... I think the thing is when I hear that MKS are involved in something, I always expect there to be something done at a certain level. And whilst the cab is beautiful, the exterior is nice and everything like that, just nothing quite jumps out at me to make me go, oh yeah, that's really good. I'm going to go through the menu in just a second, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I haven't turned something on, or something along those lines. Then I'll go into some interesting things I found out looking at the bottom here. So, master key simulations of the 450 and the 444 artwork. Ed did the 450 and the 444 simulation and audio, so he did the physics plus the audio. Now Ed did a stellar job with the 506 with MKS, so I don't know what's gone wrong with this one. That horn loop is awful, and so is that horn. The run sounds are run sounds, aren't they? That's pretty. Oh yeah, I like that. That is really nice. Really, really nice. So I'm speeding all over the place. Should be doing 16. Not much noise. Very well insulated noise-wise in here as well. So it's like you've got the two busiest stations on the UK rail network now in Train Simulator. That's the big thing. And on the same line. It's really all big manual points. I don't know. I don't know the area that well. I suppose it could be going into the yard. Or it could be like a train sim limitation thing. Route's nice so far. I'm not going to get down the whole thing, especially not in this video. And there will be a few videos coming after this. A few videos coming on this because it's a big route to cover, and there's the two different types of stock that I'd like to see all being looked at, really. So yeah, I was going through it. Steve Potter is the route builder, and Stuart Galbraith is another route builder. And then there is these Games Hastra, or Game Shastra. I thought, what is that? Scenery asset creation they've put. So I thought I'd have a little look and see who these people are. Basically what they are is a modeller for hire sort of thing, and an artist for hire, which I quite like the idea of. So you tell them what you want, you request a quote, and they give you it back. Looking at their portfolio, you go to Train Simulator, and buildings, there's a few buildings in there, none that I massively recognise, I'm sure some of you will. So there's one of the German stations, and another Germany looking building in another German station by the looks of it. But if you go to vehicles, this is the interesting bit. There is one of the container wagons from CSX Heavy Haul, one of the grain hoppers from CSX Heavy Haul, and then some sort of boat which I don't recognise. It's an interesting way to have things built. So all of this about removing things, like cutting down the team for Train Sim, does seem to have worked, but they're hiring people in to do things for them. Now, I don't see that as a bad thing. I suppose with this, we've got MKS have done the artwork for the trains and everything. The route builders, I don't know if they are DTG route builders or not. It states the people was named. It doesn't really say DTG route development team, does it? It says Steve Potter and Stuart Galbraith. The only people it says dovetail-wise in there are Dovetail Games beta testing team. So, I don't know. Right, what am I missing from the power reduction button? I fitted with the power reduction, this reduces the power by 50%. That's cool. Why would you press it? So like an eco mode. I don't have a zero manual of any kind, actually, saying that, I don't think. So route-wise already it's a vast improvement of the old PDL. It's a very well put together route. It's almost hilarious, right? So somebody on Steam has left a quite a negative review about it. It was sent to me just seconds ago, and I had to close it now, but it did make me smile as I was doing it. I wasn't going to tell you about this, but I'm going to. He's put. Somebody had put it on the Facebook group earlier. Somebody else has just sent it to me again, so it's funny to look at. He's basically put, "I don't like this. This is rubbish." But I bet Alan Thomson will like it. Alan Thomson might like it, but I don't. All right, mate. I hadn't even played it, so I don't quite know what he was getting at. I'm not really famous for. Just check the new mould has grass on the platform like that. It might do. It might do. Quite cool if it does. It does. So it looks like those middle platforms are not in use. Cool. They don't seem to have the windows and that on them. I quite like that. That's why, you see, I always check these sort of things. Because I could have gone, I bet that don't have grass there in real life. And everybody would have gone, yes, it does. The sounder is, oh, there's a light issue. Look, it might, the sounder is only when, so it'll only light when taking power. That's why it's flickered on and off earlier. You wait, somebody will have left a comment before they've got to this part of the video about that. So, I mean, what you're getting in this is, I think it was $14.99 for, if you had the original Portsmouth Direct Line. You're pretty much getting a whole extension of the route. You're getting the 450, the 444, one of the 455s, the 455/8. I think there was something like, there was 2 scenarios of the 444 and 2 scenarios with the 450 and a couple, so about 6 scenarios, a couple of railfan scenarios, I think. Now, the interesting thing I've found about this route is I don't think we've seen the hype and sort of the hype generator of a new Dovetail release for ages. I can't even think of the last route that there was this much excitement around. I really, really can't. And that's not just the community, I think, that have hyped this up. I think also you'll find that Dovetail themselves have hyped this as well. There's been releases about it, there's been little preludes. There's a video. There is a route video for it. Can't remember the last route we had a video that was specifically for one route that they were releasing. I like those do not alight here signs. You can see that's got an extension in there. This is the problem with routes like this. As much as I'm sure they've tried to keep everything to a limit, it's quite hard. I like that little cart track and everything. Where was this again? Give me all those wheels going backwards. Hold the phone. Did you hear that brake noise? Please. Where's that being emanated from? I definitely heard 158 braking there. Stops well. Okay. Right. It's like driving the 158 again. No, let's see. Right. Yes, look. Okay. I wonder if this is a actual train sim bug. Loving the pipe work between the coaches. No, hang on. Because why would they be mirrored? I'm wondering if these have just been like mirrored. I like those stickers. See how you can sort of line up the stickers on the window. That's really nice. Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't really want to say it, but this is a bit all frill and no knickers, isn't it? It looks superb. That's really it. The sounds need sorting out. The sounds definitely sorting out. I'm sure there's people working. In fact, I know there is people working on behind the scenes. Will be able to get the AP pack onto this pretty swiftly, I'm sure. Route's lovely. No problem with the route whatsoever. So far, all looks very nice. Just to back up what's wrong with the sounds. The run sounds aren't the worst in the world, but it's not like the AP one. The horn is... The bit that's starting to gripe me with this is going through a testing team. These sorts of things going through a testing team. Now, if it's just me that's just getting that funny horn bug, fine. I'll take it completely back. If it's not and everybody's having this, and that really badly looped horn, shouldn't particularly be happening, should it? Can't hear it. Make a noise. It's not the worst. It's definitely not the worst. Let's try going with a bit of power or under a bit of braking. Let's take it to a bit of braking. To be fair, those passing shot sounds are probably the best out of it. And come on, we've had this with AP packs for years. Give me the delay. Give me that second delay after that AWS. We cross the AWS ramp. Give me that second delay. And Ed, you know that. You know that that's real. You know that that happens in real life. Some nice assets in this. This sounds over there in good either. We'll stop here at Woking anyway, and I'll do a part 2 of this. But initial impressions, first look wise, for a first look video, the stock's a little bit all through and no knickers. I will say that. The route is beautiful. Really impressed with the route. So far, so good. I mean, sounds-wise, all right, it isn't the best by a long shot. There are some very simply ratified things with it. I'd have liked to have seen more functionality, I think, for high caliber releases these days. And the way that this was pushed, I was expecting to have a little bit more in-cab functionality, especially things like GSMR or even having dynamic destination displays. I'm sure it probably does, but not just in the way I'd be thinking of them. Can I? No, and there's no mention of that in the. It's literally on the second bit. It says, whilst we do our utmost to reproduce sounds that are accurate, true to life, sometimes these sounds are not completely tally with user expectation. Due to the nature of simulation, it is not possible to reproduce a completely accurate soundscape for a variety of reasons, such as limitations with our current technology and occasional inability to gain meaningful access to locomotives being created. We should therefore regard the audio representation of our locomotives as authentic interpretations rather than perfect recreations. I love DTG for putting that in. I think that's cracking. I think it's cracking. Whilst we sell you this as actually a train simulator, because we can't be bothered to go out and get any sounds, it sounds like a car. But think of this as an authentic interpretation. That doesn't even make sense. An authentic interpretation. It's quality. Absolutely quality. There you go. No, but what can I say? DTG done well with this. I like the route. I think the route is very nicely done from what I've seen so far. Actually, really impressed with it. Stock-wise, looks fantastic. Here's the 450 as well. It looks very, very, very nice. Sounds, whilst nowhere near. Oh, come on, not good enough. Actually, I'll be honest, not good enough. Badly looped horns shouldn't be a thing. That's nothing to do with not being able to get there or an authentic representation or a technological limitation. We know this can be done. We know DTG, you guys can do this yourselves. So therefore, you can call that what you want. I'm not a massive fan of it. The passing sounds are quite nice in the 444. Won't moan about those. The driving experience, yeah, it drives alright. It drives okay. I wish there was just a bit more functionality with it. Something that looks this good really should have things that go with it. Performance-wise, it's very, very good. No issues with it whatsoever. I'm quite excited. I'm looking forward to doing some runs in this. I'm about to go and stream this live now. Looking forward to doing a full run down there. I'm looking forward to having some scenarios coming out of Waterloo. Go for it. Go for it. Go and buy it. Yeah, $14.99. Jeez, yeah. Go and get it. Buy. It's well worth a shout. Alright then guys, I know you've probably been waiting for this one, but it's just a nice little quick one, a part one to get you started. I'll be doing another couple of reviews on this in the next coming few days, and also the new Armstrong Powerhouse Wagon Pack as well. So once again guys, thanks ever so much, and I will catch you next time.